We the Hebrew Israelites coming at you week in and week out. Alright, Shalom. We the brothers from GmsTampa Bay. First and foremost, we're going to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and most blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. Turn the volume down on there. All right, so let me just put this on the screen here. All right, we're good. All right, so we're gonna go into an article and kind of speak on a little bit of a video that we saw today, basically going into the Karax, okay, where as the scriptures say, the mark of the beast. All right, and as we gonna get into, we got a couple articles to go into. Esau's, this mark is nigh at the door, man. All right, the hour of temptation is getting ready to be upon us, and we as men of the Lord need to continue to endure and push, and have faith in the Heavenly Father that the times that we're coming into, we're going to be able to get through. So first and foremost, we will start off with this article. All right, it's off of RT, and of course Esau takes it away. All right, here we go. All right, so this article is entitled "State Partners with Apple for Digital IDs." Somebody get Habakkuk chapter 2, Brother Sean. Okay, you got it? Kind of go ahead.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2. I'll start at verse 1. It says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it."
Right, and that's why the scriptures were written down. That's why the apostles have been doing videos. That's why we go out on the highways and byways. Okay, we're making the visions plain upon tables, so that he who readeth or he who watches may run. Okay, because back then when the scriptures were written, you didn't have TVs, you didn't have YouTube, but now it's made even easier for you. Because you got the videos, we can show you pictures, we can show you articles live on your TV. Okay, so the visions of the Karax is been made plain for you. Okay, and now as we're getting closer to it, the Lord is having this devil reveal unto you his plan, man. So now it's being made even more clear for you, because it's already been explained to a lot of people what the Karax is. Okay, what the mark of the beast is. But now it's becoming more and more evident as we draw closer to the day and that hour of temptation, man. All right, so continue on.
Verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Hey, and it's the time that we're in, all right? It's not going to tarry anymore. All right, as we see, like the brother was going into, we see these things happening. Okay, this is the Lord has the spirit on this earth. He has it on Esau Edom to push that agenda, that NWO. All right, and we see these things coming to the great, I want to say it right, the GR. If you're in the know, the GR. All right, we're coming into that time. All right, we already here. It's right before your eyes, and this is where we see these things speaking louder and louder. All right, this is why Scripture says in Romans 13 or Romans 13:11. All right, knowing the time. All right, that is high time to wake up out of sleep. All right, so it's the time to pay attention and to look and be circumspect. Look at the times that we're in, because these things are coming to pass, and the Lord is making these visions to come into play more and more.
Yeah, because these prophecies are like wine. It has to age, in order for it to be able to bring forth his strength, so everything coming together, a word is, convergence, it's all coming together, for a very short window, narrow amount of time, going into the hour of temptation, and these devils know they got a short time too. That's why we always quote Revelation 12:12, because this whole pandemic is a short window of time Esau's been given to implement his NWO,
Because you watching this video right now on YouTube, and then, I always see in certain comments, they be like, oh, this aged well, this comment aged well. Because somebody commented on a video that happened in the past, and then, you know, that video resurfaces, and then the same thing that person said or whatever is now happening, and you see in the comment, oh, this aged well, and you know, it had like 1,000-something likes. You know, so basically what's happening is the things that the prophets are speaking on, as the brother says, like wine, is aging well.
It's before its time.
Yeah.
You know, you think about a car came out. You know, it maybe not been appreciated when it came out back then, but as time goes on, you'd be like, man, that car aged well. It was before its time. You know,
Yep.
and that's these prophecies. You know?
I got one quick precept over the show.
Okay.
Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass.
That's the spirit.
All right.
46 and 9, you mean?
42:9.
That's another one.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you a reason.
yeah, and the Lord, before this chip propped up, the Lord told us of it. All right, it's been written. Dude, this word has been written for thousands of years. Okay, so the things that the Lord said would happen, He told you from the beginning. Just keep going more, or is that it on that one?
No, I said on that one. Sing unto the Lord a new song.
You want get this one over here. This is the one I thought he which is spirit, because he had this one too. Read 9 and 10.
All right, Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else.
Yeah, and now here in these last days, we're remembering the things of old, the things that were written. Okay, more particularly pertaining to this topic, Revelation 13, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, this is what we're remembering. Okay, go ahead.
I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel should stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yeah, Isaiah 55 and 11. The words of the Lord are not going to return unto him void, man. He spoke these things from the beginning. Okay, I think there's another precept in the Apocrypha that says the same thing along the same lines. You know, the Lord spoke these things, okay, in the beginning, and He told us they would happen. That's called a warning. Okay, and that's why the Lord set up watchmen, okay, to warn them from me. You know, as the scriptures read, and the Lord is using Esau, Edom, the sword of the Lord, okay, the sword of the earth, to bring judgment upon the wicked of Israel and unto the heathen. Okay? Yes or not?
No, I disagree.
Okay. So we're going to go back to this article, but I got another one real quick. This one's off of Newsweek, because we're going to get into Revelation 13 and how the whole digital dollar and everything that they've been doing over these last couple weeks to speed up this whole process, what it's leading to in this, according to the scriptures. Okay, so this was back. This was actually written on the 18th. This article, but it says Biden's plan for a digital dollar is a massive threat to freedom. Hey, so you know that's exactly what this is going towards, man. Okay, now before I continue in this article, I'm going to go back to this one in RT, but I first want a brother to go ahead and get that Revelation 13. Revelation 13.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, start at around 16. Yeah. Well, start at 15 actually.
All right, Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And what's the image of the beast? The image of the beast is not a picture of who the world calls Jesus Christ. Okay? The image of the beast is that NWO, what Donald or your boy Biden was just talking about the other day, that there's a new world order being formed as we speak. And he was not lying to you people. He just had a senior moment and forgot that he was on TV. Okay? Because he boldly just came out and told y'all the image of the beast. There's a new world order being formed as we speak, you know, roughly paraphrasing what he said. But that's what the image of the beast is, because who is the beast? What is the beast? Okay? And I'll leave that as a question for those of you watching. Who and what is the beast? So the image of the beast, it's basically his agenda, its MO, its main objective, and what that beast is trying to achieve on the earth. All right, and it said that it causes all who should not worship the beast to be killed, which is why you've been having, like the video we were just watching, Glenn Beck. That's why they've been labeling people terrorists. Like they made mention, for example, in the video, they brought up the example of the whole trucker thing that was happening up in Canada. Anybody who was supporting those truckers was deemed a terrorist, man. And it's the same thing that's been happening here in America and all over the world. People who've outspoken, coming up against what the government is saying, have been deemed conspiracy theorists or terrorists, and so on and so on.
You might as well go up to the 11th verse, going into Draco season.
Yeah, well, go ahead, go get that up.
Hey, Baba Rashawn, can I get this word, order?
Okay.
Order, because, Draco, it's all going to tie in. Order online etymology, since 1200 Orden, give order to range in a row or rank, sense of set or keep in order, meaning to give commands or to instruct authoritatively is from the command to be made, done, or issued. All right, so a new world order. This place is a new order is getting ready to go out, and it's going to consist of, as my brother's going to totalitarian, all right, and draconian measures.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's getting ready to go out. Harsh rules,
Right.
new orders,
Right. And that term the brother used, draconian measures, goes back to a man named Draco, okay, which I believe it was back during the time of the Greeks. And basically what he did, which is why it's called draconian laws or draconian measures, is because what he did was he changed the way he changed the punishments for certain laws. So there would be harsh punishments for people who did simple shit, like steal a piece of bread or steal an apple, or for modern terms, run a red light. People were getting killed. They were being hung. So hence the term draconian laws, meaning harsh laws or harsh measures.
Yeah. Because it's a psychological thing. It's easy to rule the people that's scared than the people that's informed. So that's why Esau's going around. He's the real terrorist, because you go into the real etymology. Terrorism is terror pushed out by a government.
Right.
A man on himself does not have the power to terrorize anybody. That word is being misused. And that's how, again, he ultimately confuses you, because you don't know what the meaning of words are.
Go ahead.
All right, Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Yep, so it came up out of the earth, meaning he came into power, and two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon is going to its policies, and his policies are pushed by the people you see on the TV. And these laws and these draconian measures which we're coming into, these are all, again, to usher in that new world order. You have to have rules for the order. An order is an arrangement. So for people to comply, which he knows, because it's a culture shock. Look how people were acting when there was lockdowns. That's why it was an experiment. It was a social experiment. So what Esau's doing now with these Bitcoin things, and he's socially engineering this technology so you get comfortable with it, because that's what a wolf does. He gets you comfortable. So that when he's going to eat you, you don't put up much of a fight. You think he's your friend, but really he looks at you as food, and that's what he's getting ready to do. Esau's going to devour a lot of people, and that's why the day of the Lord, as Scripture says, is coming as a thief in the night. Because that's why in the kingdom, you people are going to be firstly thinking y'all about Shah, because you have no idea this is coming, and that's the knockout blow Esau's bringing with the left hand, right? But here it is, the poor man is speaking and telling you things crystal clear. We don't got no HD 4K, video, but what we're speaking is 100% truth. And that's why, again, going into these prophecies, that's how Scripture say, then shall no prophet been among them. These words are really valuable, because this is the truth, and that's why, again, knowing, the truth being inside of you, that should show you, again, how much you really are worth in the sight of the Lord,
Yeah. So, going into that precept of Brother Red, the two horns were the plebeians and patricians, okay, which were the two divisions, the two sects of the Roman Empire, which today is now what? The Republicans and Democrats. All right, and it said it spake as a dragon. Speaking as a dragon, that word there and the Greek is drakon in the Latin, and it says a dragon, a great serpent, a name for Satan, which is an adversary. Okay, but now to tie that in, because a lot of y'all might be saying, well, see, that don't say nothing about that dude Draco. Well, when you go into the dude Draco and look up his name origin, it says derives from the ancient Greek drakon, meaning dragon or serpent. So it's the same. His name goes back to the same thing. Okay, so that's how you tie in the draconian laws. Okay, because it's a
trait.
Yeah, it's a trait. Okay, it's that poison of the serpent. Okay, that's how he's getting you. Okay, is through those fair words. Okay, and these harsh, because what you get bit by a serpent, that poison is harsh, man. You seen animals going to convulsions and all types of shit. And that's what's gonna happen to a lot of y'all. Y'all getting ready to bug out and receive a death. Okay, that's the ultimate goal of getting that poison from the serpent.
Yeah, and like Elder Gabar brought out, the serpent is the highest form of wisdom. The wisest. So look how he was able to give that draconian measure or that order for you all to stay at home. He used a pandemic, how I'm going to force these people to stay in their homes. All right, he's wise. He's a serpent, draconian, man. He was able to create an event, order out of chaos, create an event to pretty much achieve his purpose, man, which was wise, but at the same time it was very draconian because you were forced or ordered to stay home and lose your jobs, lose your livelihood. All right. And he forced you to put some in your body that could cause harm to you, man.
Well, he got rich.
Yeah, exactly. So he's very wise, man.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we know that this is what this is talking about is America and the whole beast system. Which the beast system, if you don't know, is NATO, the EU nations. All that conglomerate of nations is known as the beast system in the scriptures, or are the beast, or that dragon that had 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, it's the same thing. The beast spoken of in Daniel chapter 7 is the same thing. Okay, but that's why it says, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. All right, because they come at you. They came with the humble draconian laws. They come at you humbly. Look, this is for your safety. We're trying to help you out. You guys got to stay home. Then he slowly started taking away cash. Remember, we went to the gas stations and said no change. If you're going to pay in cash, you got to come with exact change. Now they're pushing this whole digital currency. Okay, Ukraine became the first nation that what was it they just recently did over there with the cryptocurrency or something like that.
It's like legal tender now or something.
Yeah, so they got a new crypto digital dollar over there in Ukraine.
Oh yeah, Zelensky just signed
yeah. So you want to speak on that?
Yeah. No, I actually seen a post of him sitting next to the World Economic Forum executive founder, fucking Edomite, Carl Schwab. And he pretty much, he's with it. He signed whatever this shit is, the deal or whatever, so that he legalized cryptocurrency, all right, and trading in a digital base, all right, digital transformation. That's what it's actually called, digital transformation from over there in the Ukraine, man. So
and that's why. What's up?
No, I was just saying they with it.
Yeah, because that's why I was gonna say. That's why you see all these donations, because they're converting that donation to crypto.
Right.
So everywhere you go, it says donate to Ukraine. Well, that donation is going to be converted to crypto.
And that's why, what's this guy named Joe Biden? He said, all right, which is circling the social media right now. I seen it on Twitter. Him saying, there's a new world order out there. Which he's saying there's a new world order out there because he's taking orders, man. See, but he says there's a new order out there because these nations, all right, they're all in agreement because the elites are funding it, man. The elites are behind the scenes funding this whole thing.
They're in agreement as far as what the end goal is, but they're against each other as who's going to have the dominant hand in the matter.
They're armless each other.
Yeah, because the house divided against itself. That's why Yahushua said that. You know, ultimately they were talking about him, but it was, you know, also referencing in these last days. But
Who get the bigger piece of the
yeah,
pie?
that's basically what they're fighting over. They're together, and yeah, this is what we need to do. But Esau's Esau.
Just like the four generals.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, nah, I want to be the head honcho. Like, nah, I want to be in. You know, that's why we're here where we're at. But real quick, this is an article that came out in November of last year, and it's a coincidence. The crypto capital of the world. It has to be somewhere. Why not Ukraine? And this was back in November. So you see, Esau's been putting stepping stones in place, and now you have in March 9th, which is this other article that I have, back in March 9th, what did Biden do? It says on March 9th, the Biden administration issued a sweeping executive order directing a laundry list of government agencies to develop plans to regulate cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, as well as to produce a detailed plan to study the potential creation of a central bank digital dollar, CBDC, for the United States.
That's it.
Okay? And this is what they're going towards. They're trying to regulate how you use your money. Okay? So now I want this brother to continue in that Revelation 13, but we're short. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
Yeah, because the first beast was the actual Roman Empire. But it got the deadly wound. That was healed. And it came back as what? The beast that we know of today. But what was that time period called when it came back alive? The Renaissance. Which we all should know what the Renaissance means. It means the rebirth. It's no coincidence. Now you oh, damn, that's right. I remember learning that in history in high school. That the Renaissance is called the rebirth. Well, now you know why it was called the rebirth. Because if you think about it, throughout all your life before you came to this truth, you thought that all history, all these ancient civilizations, especially out there in Europe, were all ruled by so-called white people. So why would this era be called the rebirth? If it was all dominated by Edomites or so-called white people before, what was being reborn? What was the reborn of? You got to ask yourself that. But now you understand that is that beast back born again. It was healed. Okay?
Loose for a little season.
Yep. Your brother want to grab that? Revelation 20. Yeah, hold that real quick.
Yeah, kind of. I'll get right to that point. Kind of. Revelation 20, verse 4.
Because contrary to popular...
But I'll get right to the point. Verse 3, it says, "In casting..."
So, Mike, I'll...
Revelation chapter 3, in verse 3, it says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit," which is Europe, and shut him up.
Yeah, and the reason why it's called the bottomless pit is because it's empty. The scriptures refer to lands as pits. Thou hast chosen no other pit, okay, but Israel. You know, roughly paraphrasing what the scriptures say. Okay, so lands are known as pits in the scriptures. So the bottomless pit, the bottomless land, the empty land. Because you look at a bucket and it's bottomless, you know, it's bottomless. I mean, it's empty. There's nothing there.
Don't hold nothing.
Yeah, don't hold nothing. So you're seeing that in effect right now. Europe is over there panicking about what they're going to do about resources and how they're going to get their energy supply. Because they don't got no damn, they don't got oil that grows underneath the ground over there. They don't got natural gas. Okay? So that's why that land of Europe is called the bottomless pit.
Yeah. No resources.
Right, and he was cast into chains in the bottomless pit because that's where he was subservient to Jake during the Byzantine Empire, which ruled 1,000 years. Okay, and those were Israelites, so-called dark men and dark women, or otherwise known as the Moors. Okay, that was another term for it, or the Dark Ages. Okay, those were the time period that so-called Negroes ruled over in London, or not London. That was one of the places, but they ruled in the European nations. Okay, and to this day there's still artifacts of dark kings, okay, dark queens. All right, it was dark rulers until the time of the Renaissance, and just prior to that Renaissance period when the rebirth of the beast was reenacted. Go ahead.
And shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
1,000 years were fulfilled, and Esau, Edom came back into power, and during what we know as the Renaissance period. Okay. Go ahead.
And after that, he should be loosed a little season.
Yep. And after he should be let loose a little season. Okay, so that's that Revelation 13 and 12. Read that again and go on from there.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
Look at that deception. Okay, that's why Sirach chapter 12 and 10 tells you never trust thine enemy, because he was set loose to be deceived the people. So that's why you shouldn't trust his men. So here he is through the deception, through speaking as with the two horns as a lamb, speaking to you as a dragon, telling you, look, we got to put you in lockdown. We got to bring about these harsh measures because times are tough and we just want everybody to be safe. And again, that's why the scriptures say, when peace and safety, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. The Lord knew everything that was going to be happening in the end. And he gave men in different time periods what to say, so that in these last days we can read these words and put the puzzle together to understand the mystery. Okay? So go ahead.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Yep, the missiles, okay, actual laser beams, okay.
His Project Blue Beam.
Project Blue Beam, okay, but more specifically the missiles, man. Because after World War II, men were afraid. Men were amazed at what he did over there in Japan. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and I believe there's a couple other places that were bombed as well, but Hiroshima and Nagasaki were the two most well-known ones, where they dropped the atomic bomb. Okay? And what happened after that? The world became subservient to Esau. The world got down on their knees at the might and power of the beast. Because what was formed after that? The EU nations. They already had the European Economic Commission, but then they formed the EU, I think in like 50, either 53 or like 58 around there. When they made it into like 27 or 29, whatever the number is now, 27 nations. Okay. We'll continue.
Verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Yep, those miracles being the health, okay, the financial industry, okay, you had the industrial revolution, the technological advances that were happening. Now we're coming into what? The fourth industrial revolution, which is the digital realm, the digital currency. And people are awed at the advances that we're making in this. Oh man, I don't even need my wallet anymore. I don't have to carry around no piece of paper. I don't got to worry about my ID getting lost. I don't got to worry about my credit cards getting stolen. I can have it all on my phone. But now it's coming to the point to where it's going to be embedded in you as the Karax, which we're getting into. And he's deceiving people to make you think that this is something great.
Daniel 12:4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. All right. So we here at the end, and the seals have been opened. All right. It says, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Okay. So here it is, the first time in history where currency is about to go digital. All right. All the way from the ancient times, there's been physical, something physical, coins, gold, silver, bronze, metal, some type of metal, all right, some type of fiat currency, modern times, but here it is, knowledge being increased. Now the currency is about to go completely digital, man. Okay, knowledge being increased,
That's why you can even upload a check into your account by just taking a picture, man. That's how amazing Esau's work has been. But he's been deceiving people with that. With the peace and safety. Okay? Oh, this is a lot safer. You don't have to walk around with all this money. You can just upload it on a snap like this. You don't have to carry that check around. You don't got to worry about if you forgot to sign it. You can just snap a picture And in case it gets kicked back, you can then dispute it or figure it out then. But it's, look, you can get it just like that. You can do Cash App, send money on the fly. Okay? And somebody will receive it in less than a minute or 2 minutes. Okay? And brothers, if you got preceptors, you know, just call it out, and we'll get you in. But continue on that Revelation.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Yeah, he should make an image unto the beast. Okay, and that's what everybody's been getting told subliminally. We all need to come together as one. Okay, one nation under God. Okay, they even put it in your national anthem. All right, or whatever, the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, they put it in all the cultural changes. It's all been leading to inclusion. Everybody being a part of them. Remember, they used that in the video we saw. Dude said that it was mentioned in the executive order that Biden put out. That word inclusion was used a bunch of times, which we went into the word inclusion. I'll pull it up again. All right, the etymology of the word inclusion. All right, it says an act of making a part of. And the act of making a part of, the thing that you're becoming a part of, is the beast system, the image of the beast. Everybody needs to be included in this. And if not, we're going to get into it. We read it earlier, verse 15. We're going to read about it if you don't want to be a part of that system. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, and the image of the beast is speaking as we're speaking right now. The agenda is being forwarded. Okay? It's being brought about. The steps, the necessary steps for it to be pushed out there is being put in place. Your commercials are being played. Your celebrities are telling you the digital, you know, pushing you towards digital currencies. You just had that Super Bowl commercial with Kevin Hart where he was in the grocery store just scanning items and then walked out. Didn't even have to go to the cash register. They've been doing that in these other nations already. But you see, we're talking about the image of the beast. And America is a whore that rideth upon the beast. So when the whore does it, you best believe it's getting ready to be pushed out to the whole entire earth. It's already been test run and put in place in other nations and even here in America. But when the beast is the one speaking on it, remember this is the agenda capital of the world. Everything that's being pushed about in the world comes from here in America, man. Okay, the agendas, that is. All right.
Yeah, they say he got power. They say he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, so he can cause wars. You know, wherever he wanted at. He control the finances, whatever you see on TV. You know, the music, he control everything. You know, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, so he has the power. Right. You know, to push forth this agenda, man. To tap into the minds of the people, man. The predictive programming. You know, just basically, you know, feeding people alone. That's what they was doing with the stimulus checks. Now they're getting you ready for the UBI, like the brother just going into now. You're doing all these things to the point Esau's so far gone that you don't have no money, but you still buying and selling this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's invisible. That goes to that TED talk they had a few years ago. You will own nothing and you will love it. You ain't got shit. Everything just fucking the metaverse is just virtual. It's nothing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because that's what Esau wants. He wants control of. He wants to have everything, and you have nothing, but give you the illusion that you think you have something.
Hey, which is why you going to the MOTB Grapho.
Collection of data.
He wants everything to be uploaded on a grid. All right, because when it's out here free and cash, it's not on a grid. It can't be controlled. But once he put it on a grid, he's able to take and add from that grid at his own will. But he has all the information the data has to be collected and put on the grid in order for him to be able to control it and move it.
Yeah. And the elder required quantum has gone into it in the past, you know, with the UPC codes. You know, when you go to a store, your inventory is scanned through the UPC code. Ooh, so now we know we have 12 of this item. So when the inventory count time comes, you look and say, hey, the system shows we're supposed to have 12 of these, but we only have 11. Where the hell did the other one go? Right. So then questions get asked. So now, with the way they're going, and I just made mention of it, of the Kevin Hart commercial, you can't even walk, as soon as you walk out that grocery store with an item that you think you're stealing, right, that it's not accounted for, now it's accounted for. Because all you got to do, whoop, put it, as soon as you walk out, is accounted to your account. You didn't have to actually go to the register and scan it out the system. It got scanned out the system as soon as you grabbed it. So now everything's becoming even more accounted for. And like we were talking earlier too, even the carbon footprint is going to be accounted for, which is the whole agenda behind global warming. Keeping track of how much energy you use and how much you can use. See, Esau, what he wants to do is the Habakkuk chapter 2, he heaped unto himself all people how's it go?
Gathered unto all nations.
Gathered them unto all nations. Well, yeah, get it real quick. Because that's what he's doing, is he's gathering up all these resources. He's gathering up all these nations. That's why he's invading certain nations to get the resources, so that he has the control over everything. Correct. So then you can't, once he sets out this digital world, this digital dollar, digital currency, the market of beast, you're not going to be able to do nothing, because everything is under his power and it's regulated. He decides how much of this you can get and how much of that you can get and how much you can't get of this and how much you can't get of that. And if you bad boy, right, this is where the whole social credit system has been over there being test run in China. To say, oh, okay, well, this guy, he ain't been on following orders, right? All right, well, now your 10 gallons of water a day is going to go down to 8 gallons. So you want to comply, or what's up? We're going to keep taking it until eventually, what do? You know what? Take them off the whole system. They're going to take you out back and shoot you or throw you into a prison.
Yeah, which is what Nick Rockefeller built to Aaron Russo. Mm-hmm. He said, you know what? They want to go out and protest. They want to speak about what we say. We'll just cut off their chip. Right. You know? So, plain simple.
Michael, you wanted to add something?
No, I mean, I was just thinking about, I know Buzz probably heard it. I know you for sure, man. The one scale that Esau uses to measure how the earth uses its resources is called the Kardashev scale, or Kardashev scale, where, this type civilization, you got type 0, type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 3 being the highest, being galactic. But, what Esau, he talks about in his New World Order, he wants control of all of Earth's resources. So you go into Revelation 18th chapter, but it goes into the merchandise. One of the merchandise is souls of men. So in order for him to have total control of the Earth's resources, from what he already has right now, the physical things, he has the gas, the gold, the silver. But what he has to do is he has to get you people. That's why, again, going to the new digital age, they say Earth right now is at a 0.7, which is the digital age. And then 0.8 would be the fourth industrial revolution, and 9 and all the way to 1, which type 1 civilization is where Earth. They use all the Earth's resources to a T, 100% efficiency, and that's what he wants to push toward. That's because Esau, in the rules of this Earth, how nature works and things like that, he can't, proliferate and use the Earth in the ways he intended to use, because ultimately he's the wicked. All he knows how to do is destroy. So he can't figure the Earth out, so he's gonna try to make his new Earth, where he makes all the rules, where everything he does is is according to what he wants, and that's why he's the reprogramming and everything. It's all going into him, having that God complex.
That's why he's just, like the brother said, that's why he's destroying the farms. He's destroying
the natural way.
The natural way, yeah. Anything that's natural birth, anything, man. And he's destroying it.
Right. And it's not so much that he's destroying the farms, he's buying up the farms so that he has the control of it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as why we're getting ready to go to war. Because Esau, Edom, is trying to control all the resources. And what's the last resource he needs to get a grip of before he can completely bring about this beast is that oil. That's the last thing that he needs to control. And that's why there's so much, they're back and forth. And that's why this thing is going to blow up over there in the Middle East. because of the control of the oil. Because what is going on? They got the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that they're going about arguing right now, which is why Russia is in Ukraine, right? Because Ukraine has one of the largest, what's it called? They're one of the largest providers of natural gas to Europe outside of Russia. But then what happened? America put sanctions on companies saying that, look, you can't use the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. They started sanctioning them, and then they had a clause with Germany that said if Russia shows any aggression, then you have to stop use of that Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which was providing Europe with natural gas, liquefied natural gas, which is, they call it LNGs. Okay, so then what happened? Once that Nord Stream 2 pipeline got cut, Russia was like, all right, well, we just gonna go in Ukraine, and now we're gonna take control of the last major supplier that you can get your gas from. Okay, but now there's the same thing happening in the Middle East, which is the even more greater commodity, oil. Russia got their plan going from Iraq, going up through Syria and across the Mediterranean, which is why they've been trying to get allies with Turkey. Okay, and then America has theirs going from Iraq up through Qatar. Okay, and then Syria's in the way, because they're gonna go. Their pipeline plans is gonna go up through Syria, through Turkey, and up to the European nations, and that's how they're gonna supply the oil. But Syria is in the way. That's why when America was trying to get into Syria, Russia stepped in. This was a couple years ago. So that's where things are gonna really turn up, is when shit really gets popping off with that. Because that's the last thing that he needs control of, and that's why these Edomite nations, although they know the end goal is have control of the resources and make them come to us, and they're gonna have to be regulated under this digital system. Yeah. That's how they're gonna come. These Edomites are still fighting against each other of who's gonna have control of that.
Yep. Because this new order needs to be powered by something. You know, of course, we know the natural gas and the oils, these things are used for the military. Well, what do you think? Really, what powers the power grid? You know, he needs. That's a lot of energy. The 5G. You know, where's the energy going to come from? Because right now, the beginning stages of this digital evolution thing is very insufficient. You know, it still has to use these natural things. To power it. So that's one of the reasons why he needs to get that oil, because he's thinking about powering up his new world order.
That and a lot of things are made through oil, which the whole system was created to be like that. There's a lot of things that are made using oil. But yet again, you got these nations fighting for control of this. This is why certain nations are becoming allied with other nations. See, America, they think they got their allies set in line. Like, yeah, we got our allies. We got the EU nations and the NATO nations. Russia's becoming allies with who? China, who has that technological system already in place. They're working on 6G over there. They got the social credit system played out. They got the economy. Russia got the resources and the military. Then they got Iran, who, Slovakia. I spoke wrongly earlier. I said that Russia's pipeline goes from Iran through Syria, Iran goes through Russia's pipeline goes from Iran through Syria and then over to the Mediterranean to get to Europe. That's their plan. America's goes through Iraq, which is why America went into Iraq back in the day, 9/11, to get their foothold over there. But then it goes up through Qatar, which is one of their allies, the United Arab of Emirates, up through Israel, and it's supposed to keep going north, which is what's above Israel, Syria. Okay, so that's where the two differences are. But what? China is allies with Syria as well, and Iran. Iran, Syria, and China and Russia are all allies, man. So these nations they're all getting ready, and there's no coincidence of why these nations have their own cryptocurrencies. China got they got the digital yuan. Russia got the digital ruble. Now they're talking about that nobody can't buy Russian oil unless it's through rubles. Yeah. You got Saudi Arabia that was talking about selling oil to China with the yen. Okay? So you see that war in the Middle East is about to blow up soon.
Which is, you know, beautiful. You said that. You said Saudi Arabia trying to sell oil to China and the yuan.
Yep.
Said digital yuan.
Yep.
Which goes to show you that they about to collapse the dollar. Because the only way you were able to get Saudi Arabian oil was through the U.S. dollar. So if they're number one exporter of oil, all right, which was Saudi Arabia, if they're not using the U.S. dollar, that's the only way the U.S. was able to print money.
Right.
You know, so now that's it, man.
Yep.
And you know, same thing with Russia too. They're saying, look, all right, America took us off the dollar. Can't nobody do business with us using the dollar. Well, how about y'all pay with rubles,
bro? Which was what makes sense. All Biden's policies and sanctions is just to collapse the dollar.
Right.
He's purposely doing that,
right? Because it's a lot. Remember, over the last couple, I'd say last 5 or 6 years, what has Russia and China been doing? They've been buying up gold to back up their currencies, because they knew that this day was going to come where they were going to have to get away with the dollar. And what was going to be the insurance? How are they going to sell their currency to these other nations? Is look, ours is backed by gold. America's is no longer backed by gold. And matter of fact, look, it's completely destroyed. But what is Biden now coming out with? Their own digital dollar. See, America's last on the leg, and this is why they're crumbling. This is why they're the ass clowns of the world, because although they've been titled as the Golden Cup, as the head nation of the world, they've been falling behind on everything.
Yeah.
They've been falling behind, and it's all prophecy. Okay, but all these things have been happening over the last few years, really the last decade or even the last century, is to get to the point to where we're almost at, and that's the cryptocurrency, and to regulate how you use money and how the money is moved. See, you're not going to, matter of fact, let's just get into it. Get that, unless you have a good precept.
Yeah, I was going to grab a quick one. Isaiah chapter 47, just straight to the point. Read 10 and 11. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me.
Yeah, and that's the deception of these Edomites, man, because at the end of the day, these Russians are Edomites as well. And they think they got next. They think they're about to be the next rulers. They're going to rule the earth, okay, alongside with Asia. But as the scripture says, woe unto the Asia, okay, for you wanted to be partakers of Babylon and her whoredoms, you shall receive the same destruction. China's getting ready to be hurt, okay? But, you know, the pride of Esau is that he thinks his agenda is going to be, he thinks he's going to have that dominion, but it's going to fail him, man. Thy pride has deceived thee.
Verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Suddenly, you shall not know. But Esau has a plan. You see, Esau is called a controlled demolition, as the brothers have been saying. It's a controlled demolition.
Because he introduced debit cards in the 80s.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So this is already pre-planned, man. You know, that was a staple right there. Once the debit card, like, well, you gotta carry all your money. Use this plastic card right here. That was introduced in the 80s, man. So, you know, this man had already had this plan to completely get rid of the dollar. The usage of the dollar was already premeditated, man.
Yeah, that's why they going back to Nixon. They went away from the gold standard.
Yeah.
You know, that's why in the what's it called, in the 90s, they started creating the chip. Okay, then you started getting more towards digital transactions. Then you started getting things with more technology, more of your items started to have chips in them. And then you got to the point to where you had smart TVs, smart cars, smartphones.
Yeah.
So that one thing can control many things. Yeah. The internet blew up. You know?
Knowledge being increased. So you see the expansion of time, man. This
30
dude,
years,
yeah,
30, 40 years.
exactly. This dude, yeah, this was quick, bro. It wasn't, you know, we look back, cause you know we in this truth, you know, we going day by day catching hell. But if you really look at it, this shit went by fast. Their plans to lead up to that chip, it wasn't long, bro. You know.
You got more.
Yeah, before we continue in Revelation, get your precept.
All right, yeah, because you talked, you know, we just read that precept says, you know, thy knowledge and thy wisdom that it hath perverted thee. Perverts means to corrupt, you know. So Job chapter 18 verse 5, Job 18 and 5, it says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. So you think about light, you know, when someone has a bright idea, they say the light bulb went off, you know. So that wisdom that Esau has, you know, what he's doing now and using on the planet Earth, he uses for wickedness, you know, because the light of the wicked is wickedness, you know, meaning it's wisdom, which we know it says, is it wisdom Solomon? Or is it Sirach? It says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Neither the counsel of sinners counter prudence, because yes, Esau on the left hand side has done great things, which is all through the Spirit of the Lord. On the left hand side, you know, but the bigger picture is he can't figure out how to get himself out of this knot he tied himself into, you know. Read the next verse. It says, Job 18 verse 6, it says, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. You know, so you know, think about someone's fire, you know, and the fire of someone, you know, the passion, there's plenty of examples. Think about someone that's on fire, you know, again, we just read here, it says the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, meaning his time's up, you know, show's over, you know, current close, you know, because, you know, the Lord ultimately, he's, matter of fact, I'll just read the next verse too. It says, Job 18 verse 7, it says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his counsel shall cast him down. You know, that's why you have infighting. So you think about, you know, watching the psychological steps of a loser. You know, the first thing is it's a blame game. You know, Esau, as the scriptures say, he's the accuser of thy brethren. Well, right now he's doing a lot of finger pointing. You know, blaming Russia, blaming this, blaming that. You know, everybody that's up against him, he start blaming, and he's calling, you know, what's happening around the world, global warming, and, you know, people's carbon footprints, and it's you guys' fault that the earth's in the condition that it's in. You know, and this nigga's talking about you got to have a credit score. We're talking about this in the car. You got to have a credit score, but this nigga's in $1 trillion of debt. You know, that's why it goes into you know, the tabernacle of the hypocrite. You know, it's going to be taken out, man. The Lord ultimately is going to take this man out because he's just not fit for rulership. You know. Right.
He turned you down to get a car, right?
Because you got $5,000 in debt.
$30
trillion in debt.
And that's what he counts, bro.
Yeah, that's what he counts.
Oh man, it's hypocrite, man.
Can't make this up. I mean, the scriptures kind of leave, but if you still lost in this world, bro, you gonna be lost till the missiles find you, bro.
You can't see who this man is.
Yeah, bro, you done.
Revelation.
Yeah, that's verse 16.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and
this is what the beast is gonna do. Mm-hmm. Okay, because we've been a little bit since we read this verse 15, but this is what the beast is gonna do. That's why it starts off with and he. Mm-hmm. That he is talking about this beast. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because it's the infrastructure in which he laid down just to bring this forth right here. Mm-hmm. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor.
So now, nobody should even need to break this down to you. If you've been watching this video from the beginning, you shouldn't even need us to break this verse 16 down, because everything we've been saying has been explained in this verse right here. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, if I may add, what the brother said, he has laid down his infrastructure to lead up to that. Mm-hmm. So this is a snare that he has laid.
Covered the rope.
Yeah, yeah.
Make it look nice and shit.
Yeah, it look nice. So it's like
prepared it.
Yeah. So now all you that's about to receive this mark, look, like the brother said, he put leaves over the ropes, man, and just waiting for you to step on it. You want it's a hole right there, like, oh shit, now your knee broke. Yeah. You know, you through, you caught, man. So this is he laid down the infrastructure, but no, you think it was an actual. You thought you took these crises serious, man. You didn't see between all the smoke and the fog, or you didn't see in the dark, man. But this infrastructure's been laid and ultimately to trap you, man.
Yep.
Okay, to get you, and it's gonna go into it, but to get you to receive this mark, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what where do you think these political slogans come from? What is Biden's slogan? Build back better.
Yeah.
What is he building?
Right.
What is the foundation he's laying? You know, is for the new order. So when the next nigga comes in office, he just take the baton. You know, those will not here that long. But that's why these puppets are.
Yeah, but you right, because their intention is that the house should continue forever.
Yep.
So you know they are building, like the brother said, for the next person to come, but he don't know that his shit is gonna be brought to an end. All right, he think he's gonna defeat the world.
Right, and that's why the scripture says that the Lord shall deliver us from the snare of the fowler, because Esau is laying a trap, and that's what you Jakes don't understand is that everything that's been happening over the last century or so, 25 years ago till now, has been Esau, like the brother said, putting things in stone. That's why Esau's been pushing video games, pushing that virtual reality, pushing social media, you know, pushing, you know, digital, everything now leading to digital ways of making transactions is because he's been laying that trap for you. And that's what you don't understand. That's what you have to understand is that this is all a trap to get you to be a servant unto him, because the word charagma, as we're getting ready to read that word, it goes into a badge of servitude. And that's what you're gonna have to take for you to be a part of the system and continue as life as you know it. Okay, but real quick, I want to get a quick precept. Sirach 12, and I'll start at verse 16. Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. That's that trap. He's been speaking sweetly with y'all. Look, technology's increasing. We're gonna build better smart cities. We're gonna build, you know, faster ways of communicating with each other. You know, medical advances. Okay, but he's been imagining how to make you fall in these last days into that pit that he's laying up for you.
Yeah. Like you thought he set up the 5G for you so you can talk to your grandma quicker.
Yeah.
Or you can get
faster internet.
Yeah, so you get faster internet. Oh shit, yeah, they put up 5G so we can contact people quicker. No, that's for him, man.
Exactly.
His agenda.
That's why it's called subliminal. It's under. You got to get deep. You know, he digs deep. You know, and again, going at it, build back better. Well, B's the second letter of the alphabet. What is 3 B's? 666. You know, so certain things like that, you know, goes over people's head, but it's a communication, you know, these devils have amongst each other because they are trying to fulfill that will of Satan, you know.
All these niggas who had their Call of Duty sessions close out on them, this 5G was a miracle unto them.
Yeah.
Like finally, my Call of Duty isn't falling out.
So you welcome the 5G.
Right, exactly.
You know, but it's for your demise, man.
Right.
You know?
Yep. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw.
And that's what again, that's speaking secret with his lips.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can now 5G, now quicker calls, quicker this. Well, all in all, he just got that set up so he can track your ass in real time. You know?
He's selling you something.
Yeah.
Says he will weep with his eye.
He's selling you, like a used cars, man. He ain't gonna tell you all the bad shit. He gonna clean the tires up, make all the shit real nice. Make sure because he knows you're gonna look at. You're gonna look at the shape of it. You're gonna see how it smells. You're not gonna really dig deep. You're not gonna really notice certain things that, you know.
Put it under that scope.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why Esau has been pushing that effeminate spirit out there, because people are basing their decisions off of their feelings. Oh, this car makes me feel good. You get excited, like, hell yeah, I like this car. I like how I feel in it. And so everything that Esau's been doing is making you niggas feel good. That's why he's been pushing that effeminate spirit so you can get in tune with your emotions.
Yeah.
So you making decisions based off your emotions like a woman. You know? That's why he had to do away with the... See, everything that's been leading up has been Esau's claim.
Social engineering.
Yeah, getting the father away so that you take away the logic out of the household, and now you're basing everything off emotions. So you're just picking, oh, this feels good. Then this is a lot quicker. Now I'm not angry because I gotta wait for my shit down level.
He doing a number. He's doing a number.
Right. Everything's all going according to plan.
Hey, that's why he in his pride. He's like, man, I done psychologically just just penetrated these people, man. You know, gave them all that fruit, and they did eat. You know.
Hey, what Jamie Foxx say? I don't know. I never do this, Jamie, but you know, you just made me feel so comfortable. That's a woman, bro. See, and that's what Esau has gotten you. Like the brother said, he's been laying. He's been playing the Barry White. He's been lighting the candles. He got the Portapedic.
Chocolate niggas to the bed.
Yeah, putting the roses on the bed. Hey, what's that precept in if a brother can get it in Proverbs, you might know where it's at. About the woman looking for the man.
I think
She's like coming to the bed.
7 to 8. Yeah,
it's like the master is going on a long journey. Get that real quick, because this whore is the whore that rideth upon the beast, man. And this is what he's doing. He's setting it up for y'all, man, to do the nasty.
Yeah.
Literally,
Right.
he's getting ready to come in and just without no Vaseline, like old boy Ice Cube said, man. Whoever got it.
You want me to get straight to the point?
No, start from the top.
Oh, okay.
Not the start of the chapter, but the start of the whole story.
All right, this is the book of Proverbs 7. We'll start at verse.
It says
9.
It says start at verse no.
Don't get too far up.
Start at verse 5.
Okay.
Well, start at verse 4.
Okay, verse 4. All right, Proverbs 7, verse 4.
And this is why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Because if you know what's going on, if you know who the enemy is, you're not going to be gotten by that hoe. You're not going to fall. That's why the scriptures talk about, fall not for a woman for her looks, for her beauty. You shall know a whore by her haughty looks.
Yeah, right.
You know this whore, America. You see her by the way her looks, man. The image of the beast. The things that she sets herself up as, man. Go ahead.
Flattering.
Yep. Flattering words.
Real quick, try to get straight to the point. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 5. The sight whereof entitleth fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that have no breath.
Right, and the dead image being this New World Order, you jakes have been lusting after that. Yeah, I want that my piece of the American pie. That looks good. Being rich and famous and having women and having all this stuff. I want that. And y'all have lust after that, and you fell for her guile, man. Go ahead, because you didn't have wisdom.
This is the book of Proverbs 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Yeah, and brothers that have had sisters know how that goes, man. When you bring a chick around, your sister, hey man, don't bring that bitch around. You need to let her go, man. Or you need to not be with her. Because it won't. If you think, because it's saying, make the wisdom thy sister, or say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. They gonna call the bullshit out in other women. Just like a woman's supposed to bring her man around her father or her brothers, man. So the brothers and her father can be like, man, this dude's a dickhead. He's full of shit. Get this man out of here. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Well, verse 5.
Oh, verse 5. It says, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window...
And that's America. That's Esau Edom. The whore that rideth upon the beast. It says, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. His words were smooth as butter. War was in his heart. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 7. Verse 6 again. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and I beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among thy youths, a man void of understanding.
Yeah, a young man void of understanding, man. So you see, this is why it's imperative to get wisdom. With all that getting, how's it go? With all that getting, get understanding, man. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house.
Simple ass nigga. Okay? Go ahead.
In the twilight and the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold,
Yeah, in the darkness, and that's where Esau dwells, in darkness, man. Because that's how he's able to fool you. It's in the darkness. Because when you look at when you're in the dark, you know, and you kind of just see the silhouette of the woman, and then you catch a light shimmering off her eyes, and you just catch her eyes, you fall for it. You know, all you care about is how it feels in your hands. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9 again. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn.
Subtile of heart, man, meaning the mind. Okay, and that's America in a nutshell for you. Really, Esau in a nutshell for you. Subtile at heart, man. Okay, with the attire of an harlot, enticing. Okay, looks good. It looks good from the outside, but really is full of abominations. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
Yep.
Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an imputed face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows.
Keep going.
Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face.
Yeah, and let a woman come up to a man and say, man, I've been looking for you. And the woman says to the man, I've been looking for you for my whole life. Come home with me tonight. What do you think a man's going to do? Especially a man in this world. All right. Because I'm like, hey, man, this girl just came up, man, I'm about to get some pussy, man. Go ahead.
And that's the the agenda of flattery, you
Right.
know, is insincere, you know, because again the appetite is to devour you,
Right.
loose you up for the kill, and that's what is going on here, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's why, again, like I mentioned earlier, Esau's been pushing that effeminate spirit because you just thinking off of your emotions, man, and how you feel. Like, yeah, this bitch made me feel good, bro. Fuck how you feel.
Right.
That's what people don't understand is you gotta put aside your thoughts. You gotta put aside the flesh, because the flesh is gonna get you hemmed up. You're gonna fall for the tricks of the hoe. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 15. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry.
Yep, this is the trap being laid. Here she is, look, yeah, in my bed, I got some 100% Egyptian cotton, 5,000 thread count. We got some good oils, and that's what Esau is saying, that peace and safety, the convenience of the digital realm, of the digital industrial revolution.
Because he's that whore.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whore that rideth that beast. You know, and John the Revelator seen that whore as being what desired. You know,
That's why he wondered at
he
it.
wondered at it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's going into the way of people going to worship the image of the beast and take the mark, man. Okay.
Because remember, what did it say? It was decked with purple and gold.
Yeah.
Right? Keep reading.
Verse 16. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
Yeah, so you know those beds with the four pillars going up. You see the engravings in the wood. You got the tapestry, the diamond stitching. You know the headboard got the cushion on it, so you can sit up and watch TV. Yeah. Go ahead.
You thinking how you gonna bang that shit out?
Yeah. I'm gonna be sitting back like this. Just, shit. You know. That's why she's painting him the image. She's painting him the image of what it's gonna be like. Go ahead.
I'm reading verse 16 again.
Right.
It says, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
Yep. Hey, and is this place not called spiritually Egypt? You see, that's why I said fine linen of Egypt. And then you can go back into the history. Egypt was known for its linen. Okay.
I got a quick one. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 3. Therefore should the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, in the trust and the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
Yep. And ultimately, that's what you dumbass simpletons out there is going to be your downfall. Is you're trusting in this whore. You're trusting in Egypt, and it's going to catch you with the burn, man. You're going to get burned, literally. All right. Y'all like to use that phrase, "Oh man, that bitch burned me, man." Well, this whore is getting ready to burn you. You're going to be burned by this whore, America. Go ahead.
Verse 17, I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Right.
She got to smell. I got to smell good on it. You can't even smell the last nigga that was there. You know, go ahead.
Verse 18, come let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves. Let us solace ourselves with loves.
Seducing you.
Yeah. Exactly. She's painting him the images. And that's why, again, this is what you do to women. Right? When a man is getting a woman, he's painting her to dream.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying is that's why Esau had to push the spirit of a woman, because he's getting at y'all like a woman. He's playing y'all like a woman. He's making you feel comfortable. Right. Painting his image like things are just gonna be so sweet. Man, if only I can be with that man, I can live a good life. But it's not gonna happen, man. Go ahead.
And it's like unto a woman too, because he didn't really care about the women. Right. He already got the women. You got to get the minds of the men first and foremost, the men of Israel. All right, that's really who he targeting, man. The men. So he's gonna come. You know, that metaphor is gonna come at you guys as a comely and delicate woman. You know, because that's who he's really after. He's after the heart of the men.
That's why who was the first one Esau had to get out of the house was the man.
Yeah.
Because if he can physically remove the men over time, over generations, that mentality of the man is going to be gone completely out of the household as well, because it's been a bunch of men being raised by women. Okay? So continue.
Verse 9. I'll get this quick concept real quick. Mark 3:27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
And that's what Esau did. He bound the strong man.
He mentally bound it.
And he physically bounded us first, and then he physically took the man out of the house, and then he turned it over time, over generations, into that going away from the physical bondage, and to now I'm gonna mentally fuck y'all. I'm gonna mentally take the manhood out of you. I'm gonna mentally put your men into chains, to where if you are a man, you're ostracized, you're demonized, and nobody really listens to you. Okay?
Yeah.
Does it on that up?
Yeah, come.
Go ahead.
Going back in Proverbs 7:19, for the good man is not at home.
And that's the thing. See, really, it goes further back than Esau taking the man out of the house. Esau took the Lord out of the house.
Right.
Okay? He made it to where Jake didn't even want to listen to the scriptures. He changed the image of the Most High, changing it to somebody else. Well, that's not, damn, it's a completely different image. Anybody who used to get caught reading the scriptures, they would get killed. So Esau took the Lord out of the house, the good man. Okay? So now here it is. The hoe is telling you today that my husband ain't home. Right. The good man ain't home. Go ahead.
Verse 19, for the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey.
And there's plenty of parables to show you Yahushua gave, that the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man that took a long journey. Okay? So go ahead.
Verse 20. He have taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed. With much fair speech she caused him to yield.
With much fair speech she caused him to what? To yield. He finally consented.
Put his shield down.
Yeah, it caused him to yield.
Press the brakes a little bit.
Yeah. Oh. You see?
Yeah, that's like into the in the book 2 Peter 2. It says, since the time of our fathers, basically going to the land of the coming back of our Lord. Say he's coming back as a point in time. Exactly. Calls him to yield.
So where's the Christ? Where's he at?
taking your hand off that plow, looking back, and consenting. That's why the scripture you quoted earlier, those that consent should be found in derision. So this is a whole infrastructure, a great snare being laid to gather the souls of men out here, man.
Right. And so that's why it's imperative, like we were going to earlier, a man of the Lord to have a kingdom mindset.
Right.
Having a legacy mindset, because when you're a man and you have an agenda to do in your life, nothing is gonna get in the way of that. No woman, okay, no enemy, nothing. If somebody stands in front of you to get to where your end goal is, you're gonna kill them. You're gonna go through them. And that's why Esau had to take that legacy mindset from our people. Because now our people don't even leave anything behind for their kids but debt. Okay? So Esau's completely broken down our people, okay, to bring about this final agenda, man. He's deceived you. This has all been nothing but a trap for you to do what? To commit adultery, to go up against the Heavenly Father, to call someone else your master.
Or your lover.
Yep, or your lover.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish that, and then we're going to go back to that Revelation.
Verse 21, with much fair speech she caused him to yield, with the flattering of her lips she forced him.
Mm-hmm. He fell for it, man. And that's what's going to happen, is y'all going to fall for it. As an Israelite, as a chosen people of the Lord, a majority of y'all here in Babylon, 2/3 to be exact, you're going to fall for it. You're going to yield. Okay, yield. You got to yield on the highway, right? Meaning what? You got to let the other one go first. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to allow Esau to come before the Lord.
Give him the right way.
Yep. Exactly. Go ahead.
Verse 22, he goeth after her straightway,
Yep.
as an ox goeth to the slaughter.
Yep. My people are led as sheep to the slaughter, man. Go ahead.
It says, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
The saint shall know it by death by pain.
Till a dart strike through his liver,
Yep, the missiles.
as a bird hasteth to the snare.
And what we say earlier, the Lord delivereth you from the snare of the fowler, man. Go ahead.
And knoweth not that it is for his life.
Mm-hmm. You see, and that's why, again, I quoted it. The same shall know it by death by pain. You're going to know that the Lord was trying to deliver you out of the snare. You're going to learn that your correction is because you went off. Okay?
Hey, can I say this real quick too? Go ahead, back there, brother. That's why wisdom is likened into a woman, because this place. All right, you gotta choose. You gotta choose which woman you gonna fall in love with, man. You gonna fall in love with this whore, okay? Cause she can give you the pleasures, okay, physically. All right, but what? Are you gonna fall in love with this doctrine, man? That's able to save your soul, man. This word of Yahweh Shemi Shai was able to lead you into the path of salvation. Cause this whore, she gonna please you. You can sell out. Okay, you can have the woman, you can have the finest of life. Okay, you can go fast, whatever, man. What the fuck these niggas out here desire? But guess what? It cannot save you, man. That's what this wisdom is likening to, man. As a woman, she's gonna guide you, man. She's gonna guide you to that salvation, man.
And it said what? It said the dart strike through the liver. You think about a liver punch. When you punch someone in the liver, it's devastating. What it does to the body, which I think it's like right below the right rib.
Yeah. You get stabbed there, you're through.
Exactly.
Ain't no coming back from that. You might as well just lay down and just count your seconds. We'll go ahead and read that to the end of the chapter.
Verse 24, hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children,
Going into what the brother Quan was saying.
and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths.
And what's the ways of her path? The broad way. The way that leadeth unto destruction. That's the ways of this whore. Okay, go ahead.
For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell.
There'd be Even men in this truth that you think will never in your lifetime you'll ever see them fall out of the truth, but they fall out over a woman. Or because of this world. They want to go back to do things that they were used to doing in this world, man. This world is a strong fucking, it's a devastating hoe, man. It'll ruin your life. Go ahead.
Verse 27, her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the end result of for those of you that consent onto this whore, man, that receive her mark. Okay? Go back to that Revelation 16.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16.
Oh, 13, 16. That's all.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Mm-hmm. And that mark is the word charagma in the Greek. And it means what? Let's get it real quick. The word there for mark in the Greek is charagma. Okay, and it means a stamp, an imprinted mark. Okay, it says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Which we know there's more than one Antichrist. Which anyone who's an Antichrist is a follower of the whore. Okay, a friend of the world. It says the mark branded upon horses, things carved, sculpture, graven image. It says, Strong's definition, a scratch or etching. Okay, which when you go into scratch, let me get that word in the etymology. Okay, scratch. It says to scratch, scratching, where is it? From notion of scratching, name off list of competitors using the scratch plan. Okay, here it is. Scratch, noun 1. From the 1580s, slight skin tear produced by a sharp thing. So how is that scratch, that slight skin tear going to happen? Well, let's go into the root word of the word charagma, which is the word Karax. And it says what? A pale or stake, a palisade. So how is that scratch going to be made, that slight skin tear? Through the Karax, which is what? The needle, which is the thing is going to be injected into. Which is why the C19 has been pushed out the last couple of years, getting you ready to be okay with getting that Karax, to get the charagma. You see, everything that Esau's been doing has been planning for this, man. For this moment that we're getting ready to come into in history, which is so happen to be the end of this history, of Esau's history. Okay.
Hey, that great reset is like synonymous to him about to fill his belly, because this man is gonna be trying to chip the whole world. Okay, but simultaneously, how about Shah is getting ready to upset this man, man? Mm-hmm. You know, upset this man with the way the elect having spiritual powers, working miracles. The elect from the four corners of the earth, the believers waking up. Because this man is getting ready to try to, hey, like Elder Yashua is saying, he's doing it, man. He's moving. You know, this shit he ain't slowing down. So this man Carl Schwab wrote a whole book, right, okay, on the Great Reset, man. So when they actually try to perform this enterprise, mm-hmm, the Lord is gonna have to step in and divinely intervene, man. Right. You know.
Yeah. And to continue on in this word Karax, in the Strong's definition, it says to sharpen to a point. Again, that's that's that needle. To through the idea of scratching, a stake, a palisade or rampart, and this is a good point right here. Military mound for circumvallation in a siege, a trench. Now you go into Matthew 24 when Yahushua said, "When thou shalt see Jerusalem camped about," I think he used the word trench. Let me just get it real quick. Matthew 24. I'm just typing the word trench. Luke 19 and 43. It says, "For the days shall come." This is Luke 19 and 43. "For the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every way." Now, when you look at it, it says military mound, and to the word Karax here, it says military mound for circumambulation in a siege. You think about when you look at ancient times, you would put what? Those pieces of wood with points on it around the city so that anybody who tries to run out with horses or anything, they're getting poked up. So now through the Spirit, here it is, Jerusalem's back and it's circumvented by the trench again. Except this time it's that charagma. Okay, it's the new Karax, which is that needle, man. See, Esau is just circling in on you, Israelites, getting ready to bring that chip about you, man. And once he has you in his grips, you're done.
Yeah, just like a shark.
Yep. And if you ain't with it, then go out into that wilderness and see if you can last. All right, which is going to lead into the hour of temptation. Okay, but now continuing on this word, Karax, we're going to go into etymology of that. Okay, and the etymology of the word Karax is grapho, which the grapho is what? To write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. It says to express in written characters, to commit writing, write down, record. Okay, use of those things which stand written in the sacred books, to write to one by writing, to give information, directions, to fill with writing. And so what's going to be that's going to hold all the information is that the chip, man. The chip itself is going to go hold all your information, your financial information, as we've been going into, and also your identity, as we're going to get into. We're going to briefly hit before we close on that article. Okay, so this is what the mark is. He who hath wisdom, let him hear. Okay, finish off on that Revelation.
Revelation 13 and 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And you're not going to be able to buy or sell because now the money is digitized and it's regulated. This is why they just passed the executive order to regulate cryptocurrencies here in America. They've been doing it in other nations, but now they're doing it here in America, and they're developing their own digital currency. As we read in briefly in this article, let me pull it up again. On March 9th, the Biden administration issued a sweeping executive order, and that was it on that, directing a laundry list of government agencies to develop plans to regulate cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, as well as to produce a detailed plan to study the potential creation of a central bank digital currency for the United States. It says that the Federal Reserve and if the federal government and Federal Reserve were ultimately issue a CBDC, it will be the first time in a century that America has released an entirely new currency, and we in that time, man. Okay, these other nations are doing it. Everything's being geared towards it. That's why, like the brother mentioned earlier, everything that's happening with these conflicts is devaluing the dollar. Everything that all these political moves that these nations are doing is to devalue the dollar. Even what America is doing is to devalue the dollar. Okay? You want to add something, Mike Colin?
No, I was thinking about 9/11. Blew up the World Trade Center. Well, Esau's doing that now, all over again. Like brother said, controlled demolition.
Yeah, so I'll finish off on this article, and then I'll finish up on the last article, and we'll get closing precepts. It says, although the executive order's language leaves the door open for federal agencies to recommend against the creation of a digital dollar, the evidence strongly suggests that it will not occur. Meaning, there ain't nobody going to say, let's not create this. Because now everybody's on the one agenda. All these corporations, all this wealth gap, all these major corporations, they see the benefits of being a part of the system, going along with the program, because of what's happened, because of this Crown Victoria 19. The rich have gotten richer and the poor have gotten poorer. And the ones that have gotten richer, you think they're going to change that? You think they're going to want to do anything that's going to go against them getting their money taken away? No. So now what are these corporations doing? They're pushing out this agenda of a digital frontier. Digital this, the Oculus, 5G phones, Wi-Fi 6E, all this, now all these companies are pushing the digital world even more, the metaverse, okay? Because now they've gotten a whole so much richer that you think they're gonna want to lose all that? Hell no. All right. It says, and that the White House will formally propose a plan for a digital currency by the end of the year. And hey, I wouldn't be surprised if they already have one set. They just haven't brought it out yet, because Esau has to do things in steps.
Yeah, mass adoption.
Yep. And let me read this on this other article in RT where it said a state partners with Apple for digital IDs. It says government and big tech aim for seamless and secure flying experience. The state of Arizona has become the first to partner with tech behemoth Apple to merge a digital driver's license and state ID with Apple's wallet app. Now they've been talking about this with the digital passports because of the whole Crown Victoria. Okay? But see, again, all these things, the crown, the passports, the digital passports, the green passes, and now nations are talking about digital dollars, digital currencies, regulating cryptocurrencies because of the validity. Oh, you see, you can lose your money on one day, and the next day you make a millionaire. Remember they made the whole little skit? Yeah, oh, I'm rich. Yeah. And then, oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm rich. Because that's an uncertainty that cryptocurrencies have pushed out there. But what? Esau couldn't regulate it.
Right.
So now they're putting out these executive orders to regulate it so that they can have a stronghold around it so that they could fail. Those cryptocurrencies fail. And then what happens? Because what happened when China put regulations on Bitcoin? I think like mid to late last year. The Bitcoin dropped. The value of Bitcoin, the stocks went plummeting. Now the same things America's doing. What do you think that's going to cause it? The drop. So what's your way of now going to be this? Your cryptocurrency is going to be a CBDC, centralized bank digital currency. Okay, that's what they're gearing towards. And then, and with that, it's going to all entail your information, your bank information, and as it said here, your ID and state ID. Okay, that's what all this is leading towards. That's the mark of the beast, the Karax. The Karax being the badge of servitude, which is the chip itself. The Karax being the palisade, the needle that's going to put it in you. And the grapho is the information on the chip. Your financials, your identity. How much of your rations can you get today? How much energy you've used today? Again, going back to the whole global warming system, the whole global warming, they're wanting to track who's using what and how it's being used. Okay? That's why they're creating an energy crisis. Gas prices going through the roof. Natural gas prices going through the roof. All these ways of using electricity, of using renewable resources is going up so that they can, when they come with this is the solution to all this. Now everybody's allocated this amount of money. If you get to your limit, then so be it. You got to your limit, but now we have enough to everybody can get some. You know? And that's going to create a slave world. It's going to create Esau's so-called kingdom, but it's not going to happen. Because when he, like Quan quoted earlier, when he's at noonday, when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord shall disappoint him, man. You know, so we'll close out with a couple, whoever has a precept, and we'll close out.
I got some real quick. Psalm 17, verse 9. From the wicked that oppress, I'll start at 8. It says, keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. And right now, the shadow of the Lord's wings, the close thing we got is this truth, man. All right? The shadow, this is because of what, that's a sign of protection. This truth is what's protecting us from the wiles, okay, of the devil, man. His enterprise, his traps, his snares. It says, from the wicked that oppress me. Because this is oppressing. Okay, here it is. He just can't let you live life. He just wants full control over you, man.
Set himself up as the Most High.
Yeah. It says, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. And as the brother said, that, you know, that trench, man, compass a trench about Jerusalem. Okay, because why? They're getting ready to lay siege on Jerusalem again, man. It says they are enclosed in their own fat.
Try to sack the temple.
Yep.
But this time Esau knows that it's not a physical temple, it's the actual people.
Yep.
Which more specific, the elect.
Yep. It says they are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly.
Hey, Salakia, that's why these dudes walking around with fringes all day, every day. Y'all gonna be you putting a big target on Esau to come at you, man. And you might not even be the elect. You walking around fringes to put a target on your back. You know? That's why it's not a thing of being afraid. It's a thing of being wise. Yeah, using wisdom, man. Because we know he follows what we watch. He knows who watching what, but he doesn't know exactly who's the elect. So what does he have to do? He has to come for us all. Specifically, those that are calling themselves Israelites and out there flamboyantly with fringes and shit on their shoe tassels and pants and their shirts, man. But go ahead, Salakia.
You good? Verse 11 says, they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Like as a lion that is greedy of its prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Okay? So Esau is locked in. Alright, he's crouched down and he's locked in, man. He's ready to come at us, pursuing Revelation 12 and 12. Alright? Because in order for him to establish what he's trying to do, he's going to have to come down with great wrath. It's going to have to be very, very draconian, which is the time of Jacob's trouble.
Very abrupt.
Okay? Yeah.
It has to come, when he implements it, it's going to come at you suddenly. It's going to be something that a lot of you didn't see coming. Okay? Go ahead.
To the side. Yeah. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Ultimately, what the Lord is going to do, the Lord is going to disappoint Esau. Because this is an agenda. All right, his new world order agenda. But the Lord is going to disappoint him. You know, when you were a kid, you were disappointed when plans didn't go through. So Esau, it says, they that are younger than me rule over me. All right. So Esau's going to be that kid that be disappointed, because basically what he's been doing, he's been ruling this earth as a big ass kid. The scriptures say, in malice be children. But in malice, he's a full-grown adult, man. You know, all he knows is wickedness. Okay? So it says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. And what going back to Revelation 18, you quoted, in souls of men. So he wants our souls. And the way he will be able to get your soul is by you taking his mark. Okay? Consenting to take his mark. So deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, so we're hoping for our souls to be delivered, man. But when Yahushua gave up the Spirit, man, he pretty much said, roughly paraphrasing, he pretty much gave his Spirit over to the Father, man. Okay, so we want to be delivered from this devil, man, because he got the plan set and he's ready to execute at any day now. Okay, so we're praying and hoping for deliverance, and that's going to start by receiving this knowledge. Okay, receiving this wisdom. Okay.
Hey, so with that, you know, we want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. And much blessing and salutations to the Akim out there who are diligently pushing out the truth and the truth and sincerity. That we say shalom.
Shalom.